love nature. I love fall. I love the quiet. I love that nature kind of calls you to whisper because everything is soft and holy and sacred around you. I love the water. I love the movements of the water. I love being moved by the water. I love being so close to nature that I feel one with God. Thank you. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mother Earth, for always taking care of me, always taking care of all of us, providing for us, protecting us. Forgive us for not being protective and loving of you. Forgive us for forgetting. Help us to remember. Thank you. I don't know, when I was a kid, I was always enamored with and taken with nature, and I don't know what happened. I think chasing things that really don't matter, acceptance, money, relevance, all the things, that the world teaches us to want, to prioritize. And even though we put all those parts of ourselves kind of on the back burner, there's still a little part of us that remembers. Like, I have this vivid memory of being a kid and just being so free in nature, running around the woods, just being happy, not a care in the world. I didn't fear nature. I didn't fear it. I loved it, and nature loved me, and I could feel nature's love. I could feel Mother Nature's love for me. Just, welcome, child. I hope you have fun. Please be safe, right? Like, just like a loving mother looking over me as I walk through the woods. Hi, bird. You're just loving me. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that safety, that knowing, that no one is going to hurt me. Nothing is going to get me. That I am seen and loved and accounted for. I think trying to chase relevance and importance out there, it always comes up empty. It never satisfies. It's never enough. But when I come to nature, I feel at peace because I don't have to try to be someone I'm not. I can just be myself. And I think that's kind of what nature invites us to do, Mother Nature invites us to do, is just to be still, to allow ourselves to be in awe and reverence everything that's going around us, like to see the magic in what we would consider ordinary. And the closer we look, the more we find it's not ordinary at all. There's a peace that comes from being in nature, I think simply just because it reminds us of who we are and reminds us that we were always important, always lovely, and we are just as lovely as the water, and we are one with it. We are not separate from it, right? Like, patriarchy forces us to separate ourselves from what is good in search of their goodness, where when you're in nature, it's just kind of, you just are. I just am. I don't have to think about it much. It calms me. It shushes me. It says, child, relax. It says, aren't you tired of chasing humans elusive enough? Aren't you tired of running? Ain't you tired of striving? Doesn't it just feel better just to be, and to be seen, and to be here with me, in me, with my all of my creation? Isn't it more fulfilling than money? Like, aren't you making money just to be able to experience this? Peace, stillness, safety, relevance, importance, community, belonging. Like, why are you running so fast and so far beyond what's right in front of you, searching for what will never satisfy? I don't know when I lost myself, when I gave up who I really was for who I thought I had to be. I think it was a gradual process. I don't think that it was just a one-time thing. But I'm very excited to make this journey back home. Back to myself, back to Mother Nature, back. I don't even want to talk. I just want to sit here and listen. Listening to my siblings sing songs and fly over the water and swoop from limb to limb. This all feels so much better than striving for something that'll never come. Trying to be someone I'll never be, I'll never feel home as. I feel like we're all walking through this world wearing masks and wearing camouflage, and we think we're hidden, which is why we run away from places and people that make us feel seen for who we really are. When nature just asks you to be, to just, no matter what state you're in, just come. I think about that scripture, come to me, all ye who are burdened and heavy laden. I feel that most when I'm in nature. Like, nature is saying, come to me, come to me. You've been wandering all over the earth. I've been holding on to you. I've been following you everywhere you go. Come to me. Be with me, stay with me. I don't know what I'm doing. Some days I don't even know who I am or who I'm trying to be. But when I come to nature, I can be still. And I feel safe. Maybe I don't need to know why. Maybe I don't need some sort of scientific explanation for why it's legit. Like, humans were always seeking for more knowledge, more understanding, like more like things to make us feel like we're in charge of this, or like to give ourselves permission almost. Like, yeah, I have permission to sit out here because it relaxes my nervous system. But like, you already knew that because it made you feel good. You know? And that is enough. And Mother Nature says, enough. Enough. I think as a Black woman, I can often feel like, I guess, envy for other people because they know what tribe they come from, they know what rituals they choose to uphold or whether they don't, but like they have a choice, you know? And I feel like that choice was stripped away from me. Even indigenous folk from the U.S., like from Turtle Island, right? Like, they still know, they still have a connection. And in a lot of ways, my ancestors were uprooted from their connection. Even though we're all like global citizens, I understand that. But like, from their connection, their ritual. And I don't have anybody leading me into ritual. I don't have anyone, guiding me. not in the physical anyway. Like I don't have anyone showing me. There are other people that I follow and listen to, and they're showing me the way. But as far as like my people where I come from, there's a lot of disconnection. But when I get in nature, all of that doesn't matter. I feel like I'm creating ritual right now. Like I'm creating music, right? Like you don't really know. You have an idea. You don't really know what it is, but you follow your curiosity and your intuition and your intrigue, and you allow the music to take you where it wants to be taken. And I often feel like that with my own ritual in nature. I don't know what will come of this. I don't know what will happen, and I don't think that's the point. Like we're always like, what does this have to be? What does this have to become? And like as humans, we're very uncomfortable with like just being and not knowing, like just being in the moment without there being a goal or a motive or like something transactional happening. Like we're really hardwired to seek affirmation and confirmation and permission for what we want to do, what we feel called to do. But like I'm leaning into the season where I'm just trying to be myself in whatever form I am that day, and let that be enough. Like Mother Nature says enough. And I love that Mother Nature says enough because I get in my head and I overthink and complicate everything. And it's like it could just be simple, because isn't nature simple? Not that it's not majestic and beautiful and magical, it's all those things, but I think because it's so simple, it allows the magic to like flourish and blossom, where I feel like we put so much pressure and constraint and like limitation on ourselves and like our visions and things like that. It has to be like, we're so rigid. It has to be this. It has to have this outcome, and if it doesn't, it's a failure, right? Complication, like for no reason, just to mill around in confusion and discontentment, and it's just never enough. We chase that high of achievement, but how comfortable are we with just sitting and being and saying, I am enough? I am enough. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to hide. I have no ulterior motive. I am just in this moment, soaking in this nature, sitting on a dock, sitting with Mother Nature, communing with creation all around me. I love that. And like reconnecting with your spirituality can feel so intimidating because there's all this language and all this like routine and all this stuff, and it really just is just like, just be, just sit. Why can't that be enough? By whose rule am I playing by? You feel me? Like Mother Nature has been there with me since birth, since I took my first breath, since my conception. Mother Nature has been there. My mother's body is made up of Mother Nature, right? Like I've always been connected to that soil, to that clay. Mother Nature has always been there, telling my cells what to do, telling my cells to heal me and hold me and remind me of who I am, to tell me to sit down somewhere, right? Like Mother Nature has always been around, and I haven't always listened to her, much like I haven't always listened to my body, which is Mother Nature, right? And I might not have all the fancy equipment and the fancy, songs and dance or whatever, but I have my breath, I have my body. And that's always enough. As long as I have connection to my breath, which is spirit, and my body, which is Mother Nature, I have enough. And that's easier said than done, obviously, isn't it? It always is. It always is. But I'm going to go commune even more with Mother Nature. I love the water. I've always been a water baby, and just reading about water and like its healing properties and all that, it's like I even though I didn't have the knowledge and understanding about why I love water, right? That love was always there, and I didn't need a reason except that it brought me joy and it made me feel better. It made me feel connected when I stepped into the Atlantic Ocean, right? It made me feel connected to my grandmommy and my granddaddy when I see what is it called? Sea grapes, right? I don't know. And maybe I'll never know. And maybe that's okay. I don't need to know. I just need to be. I need to practice more being instead of doing and striving and trying to be understandable, especially to other people, because like this is communion between me and spirit, Mother Earth, creation. I don't need to explain myself. Colonization has taught us to seek permission above all else. Job, pay, where we live, who we date, who we marry. We live so much of our lives fearing the judgment of other people that we often forfeit the opportunity to actually get to know ourselves and to hear spirit and what spirit is saying. Like, because a lot of the judgments other people give us, it's not even what they believe. It's what they've been taught to believe. It's their attempt at being significant, their attempt at being powerful, instead of just being and allowing other people to be too. That's all I got for right now.